Hi and welcome to my channel everyone. It's my favorite type of video to show you all my finished works and to look back at my coloring month. I started November from this picture. I like it and I got a request to color something in this book with regular pencils, but the main reason why I decided to color it because after doing this Halloween picture with Inktense, I got some problems with bleeding through. On Cardinal Bird I had couple of orange stains and I didn't like it. Here I made background with Inktense. After a lot of pumpkins, bright pumpkins, which I colored in October, here I decided to use calmer colors, so for the pumpkins I used Derwent drawings. I love Rowan here, and I wanted Cardinal to be the focal point of the whole picture. I love to color cardinal birds. They are very festive and I like these red-black feathers. I really tried to color them in realistic way and I like how bright my cardinal is. In November I finally finished picture in my fantasy bestiary coloring book. I started to color it in October when I filmed video about using acrylic paints, and on this picture I demonstrated to you how I do background and how I color pine tree with acrylic paints, and in November I finished to color bear. The underpaint is Derwent Inktense, mostly bark and chocolate colors, and then for the details I used regular pencils and a little bit of acrylic paint again. I'm not sure about this zone between beer and pine tree. It was quite difficult to show this transformation, which is the core idea of the book, but still I like that I can practice my painting skills in this book and I definitely will continue coloring in this book with acrylic paints. I'm very happy that in November I returned to Sweet Chopin. A year ago it was quite a popular book on my channel. I colored a lot, but as I have a huge book collection, for some time this book was neglected by me and finally I returned to it. I did this very vintage looking picture. I used my favorite technique, which is a watercolor underpaint, and then I work on details with different pencils, from watercolor Kohinoor pencils to color softs or even polychromos. I love how I here made those scales with blue color to make this contrast between warm colors of the shells and cold color of the scales. Also, to do shading I used granulating watercolor oxide black, and it really helped me to create this vintage look on the scales. I enjoyed return to this book and I definitely hope that in January perhaps I will color another one. Next, I worked on Menuet de Bonheur. I got a request to work on this page with different shoes and I really enjoyed process. I tried to show that shoes are made from different materials and how to color them properly. I tried to color shiny leather, then matte velvet or silk shoes. I tried to color lace and embroidery on the shoes, so it was quite fun and also very instructive. I decided to do very simple background. Everything is colored with Prismacolors. You know that I love how Prismacolors behave. on this paper in Japanese edition much more than polychromos, so even background I colored with Prismacolors. It was quite difficult to color the inner part with bindings, but I think that I managed. They are central part, but they don't distract attention from the shoes. I think that my favorite shoe is in the left bottom corner with pink flowers, mostly because it was interesting to do this color combo. Usually I am not a huge fan of pictures with random objects, I prefer scents, but this page with shoes definitely is one of my favorites. I am happy that very slowly but I am able to fill in my books by Kanoko Iguza. I don't think that I will be able to finish them one day. They have so many pictures, but at least I am coloring in them. My recent great love in coloring is books by Selina Fenich. In November, I added two books to my coloring collection and I colored in fairy tales. I wanted to show you that even if I did half of the background with neocolors, I didn't have problems with this thin paper. I wanted to color green dress, but then I realized that leaves also have to be green and I was a little bit concerned. But then by using neocolors, I think that I managed. I love this green dress, but maybe in blue dress she would look even more spectacular. Here I tried to work on the highlights. To show that light is coming from the window, I did light reflections on the stones, on the spinning wheel. I did shadow behind the sleeping beauty. I tried to do dark shadows between leaves here. As I said, background is made with two colors of neocolors and then I worked on the lightest parts with regular pencils. A very quick and effective way. I definitely will be using more neocolors, even if in the beginning I was a little bit worrying about working with them on thin paper. I purchased this very cute mini book and I did one page in it. I love that I can do very quick projects and also all pictures here are very inspiring for me. I think that it's my first portrait with unusual skin tone and I enjoyed coloring trolls, doing gray-green skin and troll girl with yellow-green skin. It was a little bit difficult to film this coloring process with normal quality of the video because it's quite hard to lay flat this book, so you constantly need to push on the binding. But even if video wasn't great, I enjoyed coloring process. I love that I can do such small pictures to work on smaller formats. Sometimes it's nice to spend lesser time and still to get finished picture. I don't like to leave unfinished projects, so in November I finished this color composition which I started in October. In October I did orange and violet flowers and in November I finished the rest of it. It was quite easy work, but when I started to do background, I almost managed to fail this picture. First I did green background and it was quite awful, so I had to cover everything with black. Maybe it's not the best choice for the children fairy tale book, but at least flowers look better on the black background. I also started this sweet pea page. Everything is made with polychromos and I must confess that after a couple of days of coloring with polychromos, my hand was started to hurt a little bit, so I decided to switch to pictures with Prismacolors or switch to Inktense or watercolors, but I will return to this spread and I hope to finish it in couple of days, and of course I will post videos. In November I decided to start working on winter pictures, and my first choice was one of the season's winter pages. For a long time I wanted to color this winter keeper, and I did it. Everything is colored with Prismacolors, even the background, and I used a lot of a white Molotov marker. I filmed a video about this marker. For me it's very helpful. I use it for fur, for snowflakes, for crystal gemstones here. I was inspired by pictures of puma. I tried to show its interesting gray-brown color of the fur. I am not so proud of my mice. I think that when I finished to color them, I was a little bit tired of this picture. So mice are not very great, but I like that I managed to do eyes of puma the focal point of the whole picture, and even if they are blue and I have here a lot of blue details, you still can see that it's a central part of the whole picture. Also, I think that it's a male puma, so I tried to color jewelry in darker colors. They are not over bright, but still I think that correspond nicely with crystal gemstones. I am very happy that I did this page. I hadn't planned to color in Magical Christmas until December, but then in our Facebook group we started a color along for the Christmas page, and I decided that okay, I can start early and I will do this Christmas bell page. I deliberately didn't want to use cold colors like blue because of course in this book I will be using blue colors a lot in my future projects. So on this page I wanted to use warmer and brighter colors. It was a little bit difficult for me to return to this book after almost a year break, but I remember how I enjoyed coloring in it. So immediately after doing this page, I started another one. I already posted tutorial for the sky, and it's quite of mixed media coloring because I used different mediums. And the second part I will post tomorrow. I am glad that I started it, and I think that I can color Christmas picture through the whole year. It's quite easy to me to start feeling Christmas spirit. My another huge coloring love is Jasmine Becket-Griffith books. In November, I purchased Alice's coloring book, and I did one picture in her first book. I colored Pipistrella. Pipistrella is an Italian word for the bat, and this character has a very interesting story. During the day, she is a Venetian lady, and during the night, she is a mistress of bats. And I wanted to show this duality of the character. I added from myself a lot of details like ornament on the mask, nose of gondola, the pole in the water, ornament on her head. You can see that on the left side she has some kind of Venice carnival dress, and the whole right side of the picture is dedicated to her nocturnal lights, to her nocturnal life. I am glad that thanks to the Jasmine Becket-Griffith book, I am able to use a lot of dark colors. It's quite unusual for me, step out of my comfort zone, and I am glad that I am learning how to use dark colors in this book. I am absolutely happy how I managed to color it. It was a long coloring. I spent my time on it during the whole November, but in the end it was worth it. This one is coloring book where I am always happy to color. I am never tired of Jasmine Becket-Griffith's designs, and for me they are very inspiring. Also, I have couple of works in progress. After a year of not touching this book at all, I started two pictures here. I work on them only for a couple of days, so I need another 2 or 3 days to finish them. I colored this festive red dress and also beautiful girls with peonies. I prefer to work in this book with polychromos, and I hope to show you my finished works in December. These books are quite challenging for me. I am not a great master of coloring faces, but I need to learn, so I hope that will manage not to mess these beautiful faces up. I can't say that November was a very happy coloring month for me. I am quite satisfied with my coloring results, but I am not happy with my channel results. I already mentioned that I am not happy with channel statistics, and I think that I must accept for myself that I am unable to improve my channel somehow. I tried different formats, tried to add a little bit of voiceovers to my videos, I tried to color in simpler, more popular books like Johanna Basford, but I don't think that I am able to improve something. And when I compare time which I invest into doing videos with amount of views, well, it's quite discouraging. So I think that in January I will start to do more simplified videos which don't require so much time to create them. But this won't affect December videos, mostly because I already pre-recorded some Christmas colorings for you. So let's talk a little bit about plans. Here I prepared some of the books in which I hope to find time to color in December. But most of all, I plan to do simple colorings, especially from Escape to Christmas Past. I know that in December we all are quite busy, so it's easy to color smaller pictures, and Escape to Christmas Past is the best choice for it. So I hope that you will enjoy these small tutorials which I already prepared for you. I think that couple of the books I will push to January, like this college art or fairy tales or exotischer Urwald, where I plan to color pictures, but they are winter and not Christmas, so I can color them in January or in February. I hope that I will have some free time to color in all books which I put in my plans. Anyway, I hope that you already started to feel this spirit of Christmas preparations because I already feel it. I started my Christmas DIY ornaments, I started my Christmas stitching, and I hope that you also start to feeling this holiday spirit. I thank you all for watching my videos in November. I thank everyone who left me very kind comments. Your support in November was great. Huge thanks to all my patrons. You are absolutely great. And I hope that I won't disappoint you in December. I hope that we will have a great month ahead of us. Thank you and see you very soon.